can do it. Sure we can do it. We just got to, yeah, 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 yeah. I know we can do it. Sure we can do it. We got to.
Good morning. Now, yesterday I said it was the last day of August. Well, that's because I didn't realise there were 31 days in August, and I seem to do this every year. I forget that there are 31 days. Anyway, so today actually is the last day of August, and I get an extra day in my month, hurrah. So a little bit of housekeeping. Bonnie left a message on yesterday's video saying that she hadn't seen how I'd gathered my 26 pounds of harvest, and that's because I forgot to tell you. Sorry. So I had 1 pound of cucumber. I had just over £9 in another one of those jumbo squashes, and I did about £16 of apples. And yesterday I picked masses and masses of runner beans, but I didn't prepare them and get them into the freezer, so they don't count for yesterday. So I'm guessing that I will get round to them today, and they can go on today's total. So it looks like today's total might be quite big as well. Well, it seems that one of the ducks had made a really lovely nest in amongst a clump of thistles, and so I've pulled 3 eggs out of her nest this morning, and another egg was laid just by the pond. So I had 5 eggs out of the house, and the one by the pond would make 6, or possibly one of the ones in the nest would make 6. I only had 4 yesterday, but now I've got to guess how old the eggs that were in that nest are. But they're going to be less than a week old, because I searched through those thistles less than a week ago. So we won't be selling those, but I think those are destined for an omelette for us. I'm now almost at the point with the runner beans where there are enough of them in our freezer, and I need to start making decisions about, well, what to do with the rest of them, because there's still plenty coming. Now I'm going to offer some to swap with local residents to see if anybody's got any other courgettes that they want to swap for some runner beans, and I'm also going to put them in our veg boxes and see if anybody is interested in veg boxes. And then the rest of them I'm going to leave on here to let them grow and be our seed for next year, because although I am planning to grow a lot of dwarf beans next year instead of the taller beans, runner beans will still be there, because I just love these beans. These are a variety called White Lady, and they have white flowers rather than the usual orange and red ones. And their taste is absolutely delicious. It's the nicest tasting runner bean that I've found. But next on the agenda is the dwarf beans, and some of these we haven't had before. Some of them are the green ones called the Prince, which were just a fabulous taste, and then we can try the purple ones and the flat yellow podded beans this evening. It's exciting. we go. There's a few, well, that's quite a nice little pile of beans. So these are the lovely green beans called the Prince, and awful lot of them. I've got a nibble out of them from the slugs, but I can cut round that and remove those bits. So next it's to try and find the purple beans. Well, that's interesting. The purple beans, there's a lot less of them, ripe and a size that can be picked. So there's less of them, and they're much shorter than the Prince. And I would have said there were actually fewer of them per plant, but I suspect that these are a little later to mature. So we'll keep an eye and we'll work out. But at the moment, I'm kind of thinking probably I still prefer the Prince. So I've been through the Prince beans, I've been through the purple podded ones, and the next is in here. There are yellow beans, flat podded yellow beans. So let's pick a few of those. Well, that's a fairly good looking tray of beans there. So there's the green beans, which are the Prince. The yellow ones, I'll have to find the name for them, but they're a flat podded yellow one. And the purple beans. Don't they look lovely together? I'm going to have a bit of thinking to do before next year, because growing dwarf beans are great because they're less susceptible to the wind, but that's really, really hurting my back to be bending over and picking the beans. I don't know what the answer is, unless we can grow them in raised beds so that I'm bending less. And the raised beds will come over time. Our plan is to raise one bed a year, or possibly 2 beds a year, up a bit, but probably not enough to stop that hurting my back. Of course, the other alternative is to wear knee pads or take my kneeling cushion, but that makes it quite difficult to reach the ones in the middle of the rows. So I need to make a note for myself for next year to grow the dwarf beans on the outer rows, and to grow something different in the centre of those beds. It's probably something that I can dig out at a later date, because I could easily kneel on the cushion and get the ones in the outer rows, but the inner rows, that's hurting quite a lot, and I can only assume that's it's not going to improve as I get older. So today is quite a painful day. I don't want to start bleating again, I don't want to start moaning again, but having had those 3 days where I was pain free, the last couple of nights and yesterday afternoon were more painful than my painkillers could cope with. So I was just shooting pains everywhere, and it's horrible. It's just a nuisance because there's so much I want to do. There is just so much. It's not just that there's so much to be done. I'm really excited about doing things. I'm really excited about gathering in these beans, and I've got in 2 handfuls or 3 handfuls, and my back is really complaining. And do you know what? That could just be. It could just be about being old. I know I'm not old, but I'm also not 30 anymore. And sparrowhawk just flew overhead. Keep an eye on that. I'm moaning again, and I'm sorry, but I'm frustrated. I wanted just to be able to whip through that bean bed and lift all the beans that we want to eat today and to freeze today, and I'm struggling with it, and I get very frustrated when I'm struggling, and I'm sorry because I'm now sharing that with you. But hopefully you'll understand that that's it's a good frustration, it's a good moan, because it's about wanting to be able to do more rather than just moaning for the sake of moaning. It is because I want to be able to do more and enjoy life more. Well, I've managed to process all of those beans and also some apples as well. And here in the freezer, ta-da! So there's lots of runny beans and these ones. Those are the Prince beans, and the purple beans are there. Now obviously they go green when you cook them. Yellow beans hiding back there. So it's been a good. Sorry, it's very noisy in the freezer, isn't it? So it's been a good morning for picking and preparing, and I'm just about to get these apples into jars for some more apple sauce, and then that's me done for the day. I'm going to go and find the sofa and put my feet up and my back down and all of those things, and I just need to rest now. So once again, apologies for being a grizzly girl today. I'm just I'm fighting how I feel. You know, I know it is how it is, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating. There's so much I want to do, and I still want to go out and pick blackberries, and I want to go and see some friends, and it's just not happening. So I'm going to be sensible, put my feet up, and try and switch off for the afternoon, and hopefully I'll be up and at it at full pelt again tomorrow. And so, wherever you are in the world and whatever you're up to today, I hope it's a good one for you. I hope it's a gentle day and that you are safe, and I also hope you can join me again tomorrow.